Welcome back, day 3 of this 4 workout program. Hopefully you've had a day off since you've hit play on your last workout. Today we are back to those push exercises. So you're gonna see a squat, you're gonna see a push-up, we'll have some curtsey lunges as well as a great finisher for the arms. Not wasting any time today, we have a standing warm-up. So just some rotations side to side, loosening up your back. Good. Now opening up with those arms, right? It's tempting to want to try and arch into it. So bend your knees, keep that chin tucked in. Good. Starting to feel that stretch through the shoulders, switch sides, the chest, right? Just all that goodness through the shoulders. That's really going to come in handy when we hit those push-ups. Good. Now let's open and close the arms a few times. Just try and alternate which arm goes on top, right? Expanding, squeeze in between those shoulder blades, and if you can, draw those thumbs back. Good. Now let's take those feet hip distance apart or even wider than your shoulders as we sit down. Now those first couple of reps, you might be easing into it, right? No need to just jump in the deep end today. Ease in. Today's not the day to go straight in. Maybe you start a little lighter on that range of motion and then work your way in. Good. Now we are going to step back and bring both arms up. Dropping that back knee down towards the floor. Good, I'm just going to tighten my watch a little bit. This is going to help open up through the front of your hip, right? Probably feeling that stretch right there. Good. We want to get some open through the front of the body. That's going to help when we hit our squats. Let's try one more each side. Now we are ready to get to work. Starting first, if you want body weight squats, right? That's a great place to be, especially in this first set as we continue to warm up. If you'd like to just hit it heavy right away, go for it. We have sumo squats, aiming for 8 to 12 reps. Then we're gonna combine that with push-ups down on the floor, or you can always do your push-ups up against the wall if you need another option there. So let's grab those weights. I'm gonna kick things off with a 25. All right, holding that weight high up on your collar, feet wider than your shoulders. Notice toes are turned out as we sit the butt back and down. Those knees track in line with your toes. And keep in mind, everyone's hips are different. So how much turnout or external rotation you have is going to vary from person to person, right? We just want to keep those knees pressing open and then pushing the floor away as we stand. Good. I think I'm going to make it all the way to 12 on this first round. And you know that means the next round I just got to go heavier, right? That is your reward for being so strong, for being so good. One more. All right, I'm gonna set that weight down and coming on down to the floor. All right, push-ups, if you're doing them on the floor, hands just outside your shoulders, you can drop to your knees. If you need another option, just bring those knees right underneath your hips to take a little more load off that upper body, and we are dropping down. Good. Pushing the floor away, keeping those abs in nice and tight. Push-ups, one of my least favorite exercises. Why did I put in the moves that I don't like? Right? Why did I do that to myself? I could have totally just picked my favorites. But sometimes the things we don't like, those are the things we need to do the most. This set moves fairly quickly. I am going to pick up something heavier. I'm going for the 30s. We'll see if I need to drop my reps. All right, if you're increasing your weight, it's okay if you start dropping your reps, right? Taking those feet wide, toes turn out slightly, sitting that butt down and back. Keeping those knees out in line with your toes. So if you take a peek down, you should be able to see your big toe. If your knee's covering it up, you need to push those knees out wider. Good. Really trying to stomp the ground down. Oh yeah, I can do 4 more with this. That just means I gotta pick up the 40s in the next round. Whew. All right, we are setting that weight down, getting right down to the floor, keeping it moving back to back. That's gonna keep our heart rate up from your toes or your knees. I'm gonna see how many I can do on my toes before I need to drop it down to my knees. And trust me, well, actually, I think I can do 8. Might need to slow it down a little, but I can get there. Oh my goodness. Notice how I was shaking on those last couple of reps, struggling to get up. That's what we're looking for. That is mechanical tension. That is what's gonna help you build muscle, build strength. I gotta increase that weight. Now, if you wanna go up on your weight, but you don't have a heavier weight to grab, keep in mind, you can do this as well. So now this equals 40 pounds. I've got weight on each shoulder as I drop down and drive up, right? Sometimes it's not so much where the load is placed, but it's about the load in a big moving exercise like this, legs. Your heart rate should be up if you're lifting a challenging load. 1 more, for me at least. Oh my goodness. All right, getting right down to the ground. Last set of push-ups. I think that's all I've got in me on my toes. So I'm gonna drop down to my knees and finish at least 4 more reps. Oh my goodness. I've got to peel myself up off the floor. That sucks. I purposefully put in the moves I know I need to work on, but on an ordinary day, if I was deciding what to do, I wouldn't be doing push-ups. So that's why we're doing them today. Thank you for making me do them. Your next set is a tricep. 3 moves. We're gonna pick something for legs. Going to be much lighter than what we use for sumo squats. We have a curtsey lunge. So that means you're starting with your feet hip distance apart. You're stepping back like an X. I'm not coming over here, right? It's just crossing over that front leg, or maybe even just in line with that front leg, like you're on a tightrope. If that's too much, just come back to a reverse lunge. But otherwise, in that curtsey lunge position, you're dropping down and driving up. And similar to what we did with the lunge on day 1, I want you to tip forward slightly so we can get a bit more into that glute. Then you'll need 2 light weights for a kickback and a side raise. So I'm thinking max 10s for there. For me, maybe even 8s. But first, we gotta get to the legs. I'm going to start with my 12s. I do want it to be a little bit heavier than arms in a perfect world. All right, let's step 1 foot back. If you feel a little wobbly, that's a good thing. Hinge forward just a hair, and we're dropping that back knee down to the floor and driving through that front heel. Good, so keeping those abs in, pull your shoulders back, pushing through that front heel. This is a little bit slower, a little more controlled. Woo! Woo, a little wobbly. Those legs are already shaking. Now this one, you should feel the stretch so good through your backside. That's really gonna light up those glutes. All right, let's switch sides. So let me turn to the side so you can see, right? So I'm stepping back and then a hair over. Leaning forward, just ever so slightly, so we can increase that stretch through that front hip. Ooh, uh-oh, I can't look at the camera and keep my balance on this one. Get to really press through that front heel. Good, shoulders stay back. Keeping those abs drawn in. Want to keep that knee tracking in line with your toe. Good, adjust if you need to. Oh, gotta not try to speed through it. All right, I'm gonna set these 12s down. That felt like the perfect amount of load. We're gonna see how the 10s go for these kickbacks. I've got 8s ready to grab just in case I need them. All right, tricep kickback. We're just gonna hinge like we did for the rows, pull up to your hip, and now we're extending from that elbow, trying to get parallel to the floor. Good, exhale, inhale as you come in. Oh, I went heavy. I've only got 4 more in me. But you know what? That is what's gonna add up. Now okay, I'm gonna go for it. Definitely think I need to lighten my load on the next one. All right, standing up, side raise. If you need to kick one foot back, you can. Otherwise, just keep those feet right underneath you, bending your knees, chest up, weights in line with your shoulders. If you can go higher than that, it means you gotta pick up something heavier. Woo, all right, if you've got to question yourself on those last few reps, you've got the right amount of load. All right, giving us a second to breathe. My heart rate is up. That's what happens when you combine lower body and upper body, right? Your body has to work hard your heart and lungs have to work to send the blood downstairs to your legs and right back upstairs, right back into the work. All right, stepping back, finding that slight, almost like you're on the tightrope, right? Balance beam. Lean forward, drop, and drive. Good. Now check your knee, points in line with your toe, right? Everything is square to the front. Now, if you've got it in you to do 2 more, awesome. If you can join me for the last 4, do it, right? Go where your body is telling you. If you hit that failure point early, awesome. That is where you're building muscle. Let's change sides. Now, each hip, it's a little bit different, right? Hips are like snowflakes. No 2 hips are the same. So if you need to open up a little bit wider, you can do that. Otherwise, think about pulling that hip back. Try and keep more weight in that front leg. 2 more. Whew. All right, definitely set these 12s down. I'm grabbing the 8s. So hinge, pull, extend. Keep looking along the ground. I know you might not be able to see me, but hopefully you can hear me. All right, that's 8. If you've got it in you to do a few more, or maybe you just need to alternate, right? Whoo, yeah. Coming on up. You know what to do. Just spread those wings. I am sweating. I wish I could see you through that screen. I know you're working hard. You got this. Don't worry if your shoulders burn out. Just go to that point where you can't lift anymore. Weights down. One more. You've got one more. Yes, you can. All right, then we will finish with some anti-rotational movement, some standing core. All right, one last time around with those curtsey lunges. Feet hip distance apart. You know what, I'm gonna start with the other foot back just to kind of keep things balanced while I'm trying to find my balance. Drop and drive. Good, really find that hinge forward. Now, if that hinge isn't working for you, just bring your chest up, right? We got it. So shifting those hips back if you've got that hinge, pressing through that big toe. Good. Let's change sides. All right, if you had more reps in you, keep going. I'll wait. You can always hit pause as well, right? It's just you at home. Nobody's gonna see you if you take a break, right? I mean, yes, I could give you the speech on who cares even if they did, but you know what? That's one of the nice things about working at home, right? Last one. All right, finishing with those arms. Tricep kickbacks into the side raise. Good, if you need to, right, just loosen things up for your back. If you need to step one foot back, you can do that, right? You also know after the last round, right, you can always alternate when you get to the point of, oh my goodness, I can't do a single other one, and come up into those side raises when you're ready. Like if you need to hit pause, take a breath, grab some water, grab something lighter, that's fine, right? That's why we're doing this together from home. Two more. Yes. Set those weights down. All right, we are done with our superset, our tricep. We are finishing with some standing core. One weight, try and pick up something a bit heavier so that our body has to fight against it. Oh, I'm looking at these. I'm gonna try the 20, all right? Maybe you need the 15, maybe you need a 10, right? Just hoist it right up on your shoulder. It's not so much about your shoulder as it is we're trying to keep the body unbalanced on that load while we march. Lifting your knee up in line with your hip and lowering down. Slight shift and change sides. So exhale, draw that belly in. Good. Now, this isn't a fast march, right? We're moving slow and controlled while keeping a neutral spine. Look, the back does not move. Good, let's try the other side. All right, now you're gonna find, each side feels a little bit different. Maybe you're always carrying your purse on one side, right? See, this is the side where I'm struggling. But this is standing core. Anti-rotation, right? Because your body naturally wants to turn into that weight, or anti-lateral flexion. You just want to collapse, but this has to hold steady, hold tight. All right, we're gonna place this weight down, and we've got mountain climbers. So bring, crossbody mountain climbers. So hands underneath your shoulders, feet hip distance apart. If you need to drop to your knees at any time, do it, but we're crossing knee to opposite elbow. As that knee comes in, exhale, draw your belly in. Good. Forceful exhale. Nice. Now those legs want to cross, but your abs are having to fight against it while trying to keep those hips still. One more, and release. If you need to take a child's pose, really quick, come on up. We are going again. Last round. All right, I'm going to start on this side first. All right, you can start wherever makes sense for you. Now notice, as I bring my knee up, I'm not tucking under, right? I want to stay square, tabletop. Good. Notice, this is having to switch on as you switch from one leg to the next. Let's change sides. Fight against the urge to hike from your hip. Good. I love standing core. I mean, we could be doing a crunch, right? But not today. We are working on functional core training that is going to serve us in everyday life. All right, weight down. Mountain climbers, crossbody to finish. Now notice I'm not doing it to necessarily drive my heart rate up. It might. I'm not going super fast, but I am working on that core connection. Taking a moment, pause, drive in. Good. One more each side. Oh, take a child's pose. I'm sorry. If you are not making sound effects by those last reps, are you really working hard? Are you really challenging yourself? Oh my goodness. All right, let's have a seat. We are going to bring your ankle to your thigh, and now I want you to scoot your hips towards your heel. Get into that glute after the curtsey lunge, after the sumo. Sorry, that was pretty sneaky. I was really targeting your glute medius. It's a part of your glute, not necessarily the largest part of your glute, but it is key when it comes to stability. And if you have stability, you're gonna have strength, but you cannot have strength without stability. All right, coming on up to standing. Take your arms behind you, roll those shoulders back, draw the knuckles down. Take another deep breath. Bring your arms up. And it's like you're reaching down for the middle of your back. And switch. That's a wrap. Day 3 done. One more workout to go.